Hello, good morning. Another day here in sunny Tenerife, or I hope it will be sunny Tenerife. Today, I thought we could discuss why going vegan is actually not very difficult at all. A lot of people think it's too hard. This is an idea that people have that going vegan is really too difficult. I know that's exactly what I used to think. So I remember in my 30s, I was a lorry driver actually. I used to drive big trucks in Germany, and I remember one day, I don't know why, I must have been listening to something on the radio about veganism or vegetarianism or something, but I remember one day parking up. I'd bought myself a sandwich. It was probably a tuna sandwich or a ham sandwich, or and I remember thinking to myself how difficult it must be to go vegan. All I could think of was, well, if you take out the meat and you take out the chicken and you take out the tuna and you take out the milk and you take out the cheese and all of these dairy products, what are you going to eat? And I remember clearly having this vision that in a way, I remember thinking, okay, it was something that's admirable. In a way, I could understand at some level. I didn't know what I know now, but at some level, I could understand the morality of it. But I used to think, God, what do these people eat? I mean, uh, seriously, all I could imagine was cucumber, salad, lettuce, and it's really strange now when you think that this idea, this imagination that I had about take out all of the animal products and there's nothing left to eat, just shows you how conditioned I must have been at that time of my life. So yeah, I understand why people have this thought that going vegan would be too hard or boring, or you know there's no life left. If you go vegan, you lose your life. This is an error. So what happened to me then? Well, in my late 40s, I'd reached a stage in my life where my body was I had a bloating feeling in my body. My body was full of air, and it was uncomfortable, and it was with me most of the day. And then one day, I went for a swim in the sea. It was only shallow. Um, the water actually wasn't even that cold, but I had a I had I had sudden pain. I don't know whether it was caused by the air in my body, or I have no idea, but there was sudden pain, and I couldn't get my breath, and I remember being really frightened, and I obviously, luckily it was shallow, so I was able to stand up still and walk out onto the beach. But in a way, that was a turning point. That was a moment where I thought, what's going on, Alan? What are you doing here? You've got this bloated feeling. Your body's full of air. You've just had this frightening experience now in the sea. What are you doing? Isn't it time to change something? Shortly after that, I was on holiday with my daughter, and she gave me a book about the book was called How Not to Die by Dr. Michael Greger. And she gave me this book, and it basically goes through all the chronic illnesses that basically kill people today. Heart disease, liver disease, cancer, all these chronic diseases, diabetes too. And I read this book, and it was the message of the book was switch to a plant-based diet, so basically a vegan diet, and most of these chronic illnesses, including heart disease, diabetes too, and so on, can be reversed. So I thought, okay, this is perhaps the chance for me now to get rid of this bloated feeling, to get rid of the air. Maybe this is my opportunity. So also in this book, there was a big section about what you can eat, and I remember being shocked at the number of things that actually you can eat as a vegan. I mean, when you know, from this mental image I had of just cucumber, carrot, and lettuce, the reality is completely different. The number of dishes, the number of things that you can make just for breakfast, for lunch, for evening meal out of plants is mind-boggling, really. And I was I was surprised that when I first became vegan, I wasn't very experienced and I didn't really know what I was doing. But I've since learned, and I wish I'd have known now what I knew back then. But now I've reached a point where, oh God, I promise you this from the bottom of my heart, if you switch to a vegan diet and you have at the moment this idea that your life is going to be you're going to sacrifice taste, you're going to sacrifice the pleasure of food, you're wrong. It is completely the opposite. My diet today is richer. It has more nutrition. It's more colourful. It's more tasty. It's more pleasurable. And something else I heard the other day, another guy saying, and I agree with him, somehow when you take out the meat and the dairy and all the rest of the products, you actually enjoy cooking more. It's simple. You know, you can just wash vegetables. They're easy to prepare. They're easily to handle. You're not covered in all these animal things. You don't have to take particular precautions because you think the whole fridge is going to get infected with coronavirus or something. It's really, really liberating. And I can tell you now that my diet, like I said, is far richer than it was before. And something else as well. It's almost as if I've come full circle, because now when I think about people on a normal diet eating chicken and meat and all these animal products, I actually feel sorry for them now. When I go in a restaurant and I hear what they order, and if it's like an Indian restaurant, and they have no idea how many other lovely dishes there are, because it's this default attitude of meat and something. That's the default that we all had, that I had. And now, like I say, it's almost as if I've come full circle, because now I actually feel sorry for the people who are still eating meat and dairy and who haven't discovered this really rich world of plants. And I also want to leave you with something else. There's a saying, and I wanted to adapt it. So it's this: whether you think going vegan is too hard or too easy, you're right. So leave you with that thought. Thank you very much.